Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week I've got some fantastic news to tell you all. It's a piece of news that is basically going to benefit every single small Amazon FBA seller out there. So pretty much anybody that is watching this channel. And the news in summary basically relates to a massive data breach that exposed a huge review scam. So buying and selling fake 5-star reviews. And the result of it has been a ton of huge Amazon FBA accounts getting suspended. So before we go into the detail of that, let's have a quick look at the article itself, just so you can see how big this data breach actually was. Okay, so here is the article that broke earlier this week, and it was published by the Safety Detectives team, so the guys that actually exposed this massive scam. And they first off started by saying that the team uncovered a database that exposes an organized fake review scam affecting Amazon. Now, this is something that whether you're an active seller on Amazon or not, you'll probably be aware of, in that there's a ton of fake reviews on Amazon. And unfortunately, it seems that nothing is ever really done about that. We all know that fake reviews exist. Amazon tries their best to remove them, but the sellers that get these fake reviews, they just seem to find different ways to like circumvent this and basically keep getting them. So you might be seeing this and thinking, yeah, great, so what? But here is the juicy bit. So the server contained a treasure trove of direct messages between Amazon vendors and customers that were willing to provide these fake reviews. So the data breach contained actual messages between the seller and the buyer. So that means it contained personal details that could be traced back to the seller and the person that was going to be giving the fake 5-star review. And this is huge because previously there wasn't really that much proof. Amazon just kind of had to use algorithms and whatever it had to take the reviews down, but it never had conclusive proof that certain sellers were actually paying for these 5-star reviews. So then the article goes on to say that in total, 13 million of these records, or 7 gigabytes of data, have been exposed in the breach, potentially implicating more than 200,000 people in unethical activities. And this is absolutely huge. 200,000 sellers on Amazon is a huge amount, and it kind of just shows you the scale of this fake review business, how many sellers are actually taking part in buying these fake reviews. It's actually quite shocking. So then the article goes on to kind of talk about the process of fake reviews, which I'm not going to go into too much detail. It's something I've spoken about at length on the channel before. In summary, sellers go out to on Telegram groups, they go onto certain message boards, Facebook groups, and they post and say, we've got this product here, you can have it for free if you buy it, leave a fake 5-star review. As soon as you do that, we will reimburse you. That is it in a nutshell. So the article goes on to cover that, and then it starts to talk about what was actually leaked. And in summary, everything was leaked. We've got names, we've got WhatsApp numbers, Telegram numbers, email addresses, you name it, it was in there. And of course, direct messages implicating both the seller and the buyer. So that is basically the story that broke in a nutshell. It does go into rather a lot of detail in terms of what these messages were saying and so on and so on. So I will put a link for that in the description below. Now, the reason that I'm actually quite excited, or I was quite excited when I saw this, is because Amazon have actually already started taking action against these guys. Now, historically, whenever fake reviews have been reported to Amazon, they've been fairly slow to act. They haven't done anything, and it's just kind of been a bit of a frustrating process. I have reported so many of my competitors that have been doing blatant review manipulation, and nothing's ever happened, so I kind of just gave up. So when I first saw this story, I thought, yeah, it's nothing new, and Amazon are probably not going to do anything about it. But they actually have. In a number of Facebook groups that I'm in, people have been reporting huge Amazon sellers being pulled down. All of their listings have been effectively shut down, and it's all because of this fake review scam that's been unveiled. So one of the sellers in question is called Orky. It's not actually one that I'd come across before, but you can see from this page here that I'm on, just like that it is a massive seller. They do power banks, they do earphones, lamps, cables, chargers, you name it, absolutely everything. And if we look at this one here, for example, these headphones that look rather like the AirPods have got 2026 reviews. You click into it and look, currently unavailable. The seller has been pulled down. And it's the same for every single listing in here. I've just spent the past 10 minutes kind of like looking through and seeing if they have any active listings, and they don't. And that is one example of a huge Amazon seller that's been taken down. And another one is actually a seller that I've had my eye on for a while because I had noticed their fake reviews. They're like blatant fake reviews that have been going on forever. And I'm really pleased to see that they have now been banned. All of their products have been taken down. And I'm going to show you now the extent of the fake review manipulation that these guys were taking part in. So this is a product that I have actually spoken about before on this channel. It's a dog barking collar. It stops your dog from barking, apparently. And the reason that I've spoken about it is because I've said that these products just don't really work, or they're quite subjective. So they are prone to getting 1-star reviews, which is why I don't recommend you guys, to sell the product, right? Because you only have to have a bad batch of, say, 10 customers that are going to leave you a bad review, and that's it. Your review score is going to be really low and you're not going to be able to sell. So this was a listing that really caught my eye because I noticed that this seller in particular was selling like 60 to 70 units a day. They had a 4-star rating, which was the highest in the niche, and their review score was going up huge amounts every single week. So let's look at this now. If we run Helium 10 and you run the X-ray tool, you can actually look at their review count over time, and you'll see this now. So you can see last week they had over 8,000 reviews, right? And they were rated 3.8, so a 4-star rating. And now look at them. They've pulled down to 5,400. Let's actually have a look what the latest is on here. So no, look, there's been another huge removal today. They're now on 2,275. So Helium 10 is delayed by a day or two, I think, whilst it collects it in the database. But that is insane, isn't it? You can see just how much review manipulation this seller was taking part in. They've gone from 8,000 reviews to 2,000. So Amazon have basically looked at this database breach and looked at whatever other tools they've got, and they've taken down 6,000 reviews. And you can even scroll down here, and let's have a look at the review score now. They're now on a 3.6 rating. So basically they're rated 3.5 stars, which I would say is fair, and that is actually in line with the rest of their competition. So you can see now the impact of fake reviews, what it did to this seller. These guys had 6,000 fake reviews, maybe even more than that, and it pulled their score up, their review score, to 4 stars, which was way ahead of everyone else, and it meant that they obviously got way more sales than everybody else because customers would go onto Amazon, they would see that this dog barking collar was much higher rated, and they would buy. And it was completely unfair. And when I saw this, I think when I was preparing for a video last year, I just knew straight up they were all fake reviews. I had looked through the reviewers and I could see that they were all fake. And this seller here also sells a number of other products. They also sell a dog shaving product, and I think they also sold another barking collar product. The exact same thing. They've had like 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 reviews pulled down, and they've been completely banned. Those guys do not have a business anymore. And I think this is actually fantastic news that is going to benefit, it's going to level the playing field for small sellers, because, you know, we play by the rules, or we try to as much as we can. We certainly don't take part in this mass review manipulation that these guys are taking part in. And it does seem that Amazon are waking up to it. So when I saw this article from the safety detectives, I was like a little dubious at first. I thought, yeah, what's Amazon actually going to do about it? But upon further investigation, it seems that Amazon have actually looked into the breach. They've looked at the details of sellers, and they have actually started dishing out punishments. So because this information only just broke a few days ago or earlier last week, none of these accounts have actually been reinstated yet. It's anyone's guess whether they will. I would be, well, I've got no idea. It is Amazon at the end of the day, but considering these guys have been doing huge review manipulation, I mean, 6,000 fake reviews, that's not small scale, that's like wholesale. I think I'd be surprised if these guys got their accounts back within the next month or so. I think it will be quite a difficult process for them. But guys, let me know in the comments if you have noticed any sellers in your niche disappearing, if you've noticed any big sellers losing their reviews, etc., etc. I would really like to hear about it because I only saw this seller lose their reviews because I knew them, and I only saw this Orky seller get banned because of somebody else posting in a Facebook group. So let me know in the comments what you think to this breach, if you think it's good news, if you think it's going to mean trouble for anybody that's kind of getting fake reviews from friends and family, whatever. I want to know what you guys think. Me personally, I think this is great. It's going to level the playing field for small sellers, and it's going to mean that we can continue to grow and smash it. So hopefully you have enjoyed this story and you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on any other Amazon FBA videos in the future. So enjoy the rest of your week, guys, and I will see you next time.